Every kingdom comes crumbling down eventually. We've seen this time after time over the years, whether we're talking about actual kingdoms and physical civilizations, or if we're talking about video games. I mean, mega titles that everybody is playing, everybody's talking about. It seems like they're not going to be dethroned, but eventually they always do. Just thinking about in my life, I mean, back in the day, Halo was the game to play. Everybody was talking about it. It was the king of the console, playing Halo on Xbox, the king of esports. It was the biggest thing ever. And then Call of Duty came out, and COD had its heyday, had its golden years from like COD 4 all the way till Modern Warfare 3, maybe even a little bit beyond that. Everybody was playing COD, everybody was buying COD, everybody loved it. It was smashing sales records and just raising the bar year after year. Nothing could touch COD, but now look where it is today. Obviously, it kind of lost its throne. We've had other games do it too. I mean, H1Z1 came out and it was massive. It exploded. It was the first game to really truly bring Battle Royale to a large scale of players. Everybody loved it. But then PUBG came out and PUBG took over. PUBG was the biggest thing for like 6 to 8 months, something like that. And PUBG's still massive, don't get me wrong, with a lot of room to grow. But then Fortnite came along, and now Fortnite, say what you want, whether you, like, I'm sure a lot of you guys on this channel like Fortnite. Some people say that Fortnite is BS and they prefer PUBG because it's more realistic or whatever else. No game has ever been as popular as Fortnite has. And I have a hard time believing any game ever will. Like, I've never seen a game connect so many people across all different kinds of life. Whether you're a 7th grader, or you're just an average Joe getting home from work, or you're an international superstar like Drake, everybody is playing and talking about Fortnite. You see it in professional athlete celebrations. You see it on the news. You see it everywhere. No game has ever done what Fortnite has done. And I do think and I hope that Fortnite is going to have a long, bright future ahead. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen forever. You know, eventually over time, Fortnite is going to lose interest. People are going to get bored of it. It's going to get old. Other games are going to start stealing people's attention, like, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 might get some people. GTA 6, when it comes out, it's going to be a big game, that kind of thing. So, like, over time, Fortnite's interest is going to kind of decrease a little bit. But there is one thing that can actually kill it. Like, I'm not talking about decrease over the course of the next 5 years, but actually kill it and have people leave in the masses. And that's Fortnite itself. That's Epic Games. They are the only ones that can kill their game at this point in time. And although, you know, I'm not too worried because I think they kind of know what they're doing, it is a little bit concerning seeing the position Fortnite is in right now. So up until this point, Fortnite, for the most part, has been in a really great spot. Epic Games is like this super developer that's doing everything, constantly bringing us new stuff, fixing things fairly quickly. They came out with mobile insanely fast for any game out there. Like, no other game has brought out a mobile version that quickly before. And it's just like they felt like they could do everything up until the past couple of weeks. Like, we're still getting crazy amounts of updates and new skins and new modes and vending machines and all kinds of stuff like that, which is great. But we're starting to run into some growth problems here. Like, the game in its current state right now when I'm making this video is really in a pretty bad spot. And up until this point, usually if there was like a pretty big issue, Epic would be on top of it to fix it very, very quickly. It would never be up for more than a day or two. But it's been in a pretty bad spot for like a week, maybe close to 2 weeks at this point for some of these issues. And it's just like, it's a little bit concerning to me that their focus is too much on bringing in the new stuff that's going to bring in the money versus making sure the game's in a solid spot. So I've got a little clip here from Poppy Choo Choo on Reddit. He made a post today and it really resonated with me. It shows a lot of the different issues I'm going to tell you guys about here. But these are just a couple of issues that I thought of off the top of my head right before I started this video that I wanted to bring up because I'm sure a lot of you guys are experiencing these as well. And it's something that I deal with all the time on PS4. I've also heard it's happening on Xbox and PC as well. It's not like it's just a console issue. So number one, the one thing that's absolutely driving me nuts and is borderline unplayable for me right now is the weapon swap glitch where your weapon kind of like floats in the air and you get stuck and you can't shoot. It is so frustrating, but basically if you're swapping in between weapons really quickly, sometimes your weapon will actually like leave your arms and just like float in the air next to you, and then you can't shoot. You have to switch to your pickaxe or switch to your map to build and then switch back, and then that's how you fix it. But like, think about in a gunfight, if you're, you know, shooting with your AR and then you switch to go like grenade somebody, grenade launch them, you can't shoot. It's so frustrating. It's seriously game breaking. Like a lot of gunfights I'm losing because of this bug. So it absolutely needs to be fixed, and it hasn't yet. There's other stuff about like the inventory locking up as well as items disappearing. I've had this happen in a couple of videos the last few days with you guys. You remember in the riverbed just outside of Tilted when that scar literally disappeared from my inventory? It doesn't make any sense. That stuff's happening. Building locking up is happening where you like can't switch materials and stuff like that, or it won't let you build even though you have enough materials. There's been a lot of spontaneous lag going on, which was kind of showcased in that clip I just showed you guys, but I can't explain what's happening. Like I totally understand lag, and lag happens in online games, but in a lot of gunfights it gets really kind of like rubber bandy and like it just kind of hiccups a little bit, especially when you're in a gunfight, especially right before you die. It's like you're trying to get that last shot to kill this guy, and then all of a sudden it kind of like rubber bands a little bit, and then you're dead. And it's very, very frustrating. So we've got that. We've got some inconsistencies with shotguns. I mean, it's literally a meme, the 9 damage shotgun hit, and I can understand 9 damage if you're like shooting somebody in the hand or in the foot or something like that, but like it happens a lot when you're on target. Or even this clip right here, this girl comes down, she picks up a pump shotgun, shoots this dude right in the head, and it doesn't kill him off spawn. He has no shields or anything. It just like, there's weird consistencies going on with shotguns and with hitboxes there. What other stuff? I've got a little list here. Oh, the new Easter Bunny skins. Sometimes the ears have this weird strobe effect with like these lines going all over your screen. Little thing, but just like, that shouldn't happen. The other day we had those insane queue times. A lot of people were in queue anywhere from like 15 to 45 to maybe even 60 minutes I saw, which is absolutely crazy. And then even leaderboards. Like, I don't want to get too nitpicky here, and leaderboards at the end of the day really aren't that important, but like they've been down for a long time. We are still getting our stats counted, but we can't see them. We can't see how good we're doing compared to our friends and compared against the world and stuff like that. It's just like all this stuff, it's just a lot. And like they've literally said that they've taken down leaderboards to reduce the pressure on the servers and on the matchmaking and stuff like that. But like, why aren't we working on making sure everything in the game works first before we add in vending machines and before we add in a Raven that literally everybody was trying to buy so much that they broke the V-Bucks? Like, that's the problem, is they can add a Raven in and it makes them so much money that it breaks their system for making money, or they can fix the stuff that everybody's having issues with. Like that's kind of where they have to balance, and that's a question you have to ask yourself if you were in that company's shoes. Do you want to make a couple $1 million off the Raven? I don't know how much they made. Or do you want to fix this list of issues that's going to take a while and not going to make you any money? Like that's kind of where Epic is. And obviously it's a balance of making money versus making sure it's a great game so you can make money over the long term. And that's why I think, I hope that they are going to get this stuff fixed and that it is going to become a priority. I'm sure it is a priority. I feel like, especially over the past week or so, it hasn't been as much as it has in the past. And that's where my concern comes, because while we all love all this new stuff, we love the constant updates, we love all the new, items and weapons and everything coming in all the time. It gives us all something to do and it keeps the game exciting. At the same time, every time they add in new things, there's a chance for more issues to come up, and that issue pile gets bigger. So I'm worried they're going to be pushing out tons of new stuff and checking off a couple things, but all that new stuff is going to be adding more into the issue pile than they're checking off, and that's how you get in a bad spot. And we've seen other games do that before. It's kind of happened with PUBG recently. It's happened to a bunch of games in the past. And actually, one thing that kind of caught my attention is somebody on Reddit called Fruitmaster Flex. He posted today, or actually yesterday, I think, and he said that Epic kind of has a track record of this. So they had a game called Paragon that came out in 2016. It was closed earlier this year because they're putting all their emphasis and all their focus on Fortnite. But apparently the game came out. It was a free-to-play MOBA game. A lot of people really liked it. It had a lot of promise. But Epic was so focused on putting out new heroes and putting out new items and constantly updating it and adding more stuff and kind of working on the revenue stream that all these issues started piling up, and it started to become a problem. And then, of course, it was abandoned when Fortnite started doing that well. So, I don't know. It's just like, Epic has been doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. They made a fantastic game. They are updating it and listening to the community like no other developer I've ever seen before. But at the same time, growing pains do come with that. And we have had some pretty major growing pains for the past week or two, and they haven't been fixed yet. So I hope it's on the horizon, and I hope this doesn't become something that kind of grows into too big of a problem to tackle, because really, the popularity that Fortnite has, I think the only thing that's going to kill it right now is Fortnite itself. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Hopefully this doesn't actually become an issue. Hopefully we have many, many years of Fortnite fun left. I'm sure we do, but it's something I wanted to mention to you guys because it is a little bit concerning. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.